Chapter 3. I didn't able to sleep all night with all the sorrowing and memorying. At first cock crow, I didn't climb to my feet to begin my everyday sweeping or washing cloth or grinding beans for Papa's morning food. I lie there on my mat and keep my eyes closed and listen to all the noise around me. I listen to the crying of a cock in the afar, a deep morning cry, to the blackbirds in our mango tree, singing their happy every morning song. I listen as far away somebody, a farmer maybe, is hitting an axe at the buttocks of a tree. Hitting, hitting, hitting. I listen as brooms are making a swish on the floor in one compound, as one mama in another compound is calling her children to wake up and go bath, to use the water in the clay pot and not the one in the iron bucket. The sounds are the same every morning, but today every sound is a blow to the heart, a wicked reminding that my wedding is drawing close. I sit up. Caius is still sleeping on his mat. His eyes are closed, but he looks like he is having two minds about waking up. He been doing the shaking of his eyelids in a struggle since the day we buried Mama, throwing his head left and right and shaking his eyelids. I move near him, press my palm on his eyelids, and sing a soft song in his ear until he keep himself still. Caius is only 11 years of age. He used to bad behaving many times, but he has my heart. It is me, Caius, come to. It is me Caius come to and cry when the boys in the village square was laughing him and calling him cat fighter because Caius, he was all the time sick as a child. So Papa take him to one place and they use razor blades to slash his cheeks 3 times, this way and that, a mark to chase away the spirits of sickness. When you are seeing Caius, it is as if he was in a fight with a big cat, and the cat used his nails to scratch Caius on his cheeks. It is me that was teaching Caius all the schoolwork I know, the plus and minus and science and most of all the English, because Papa is not having school fees money for even Caius too. It was me that tell him his futures is bright if only he can push himself to learn. Who will be caring for Caius when I marry Morufu? Born boy? I sigh. Look my older brother. Born boy. As he is sleeping on the bed, a vexing look in his face. His real name is Alao, but nobody is ever calling him that. Born boy is the firstborn, so Papa say it is respecting for him to be sleeping on the only one bed in the room 3 of us are sharing. I don't mind it. The bed have a thin mattress foam on top of it, full of holes that bedbugs are using as kitchen and toilet. Sometimes the mattress be smelling like the armpit of the bricklayers at the market square. And when you are raising their hand up to greet you, the smell can kill you dead. How can Born Boy be caring for Caius? He don't know how to cook or clean or do any work except of his mechanic work. He don't like to laugh or smile, too, and at 19.5 years of age, he looked just like a boxer. Both his hands and legs be like the branch of a thick tree. He sometimes is working all night at Cassin Motors, and when he comes home too late in the night, he just throw himself inside the bed and sleep. He's snoring now, tired. Every of his breath is a shot of hot wind in my face. I keep my eye on Born Boy a moment, watching the lifting up and down of his chest in a beat with no song, before I turn to Caius and give him 2 soft slaps on his shoulder. Caius, wake up. Caius pinched open one eye first, before the second one. He do this all the time. When he want to wake up, open one eye first, then the second one a moment after, as if he is fearing that if he open the two eyes at the same time, he will suffer a problem. Aduni, you sleep well? He asked. I sleep well, I lie. And you? Not well, he said, sitting up beside me on the mat. One boy say you are marrying Morufu next week. Was he joking me? I take his hand, cold and small in my own. No joke, I say. Next week. Caius nod his head up and down, pull his lip with his teeth and bite on it. He don't say one word after that. He just bite his lip and grip my hands tight and squeeze. Will you ever be coming back after marriage? He asked, to be teaching me and cooking my palm oil rice for me. I shrugged my shoulder. Palm oil rice is not hard to cook. You just wash the rice in water 3 times and keep it in a bowl to be soaking. Then you take a fresh pepper and I stopped talking because the tears is filling my mouth and cutting my words and making me cry. I don't want to marry Morufu, I say. Please beg Papa for me. Don't cry, Caius say. If you cry, then I will cry too. Me and Caius, we hold each other's hands tight and cry with no noise. Run, Aduni, Caius says, wiping his tears, his eyes wide and full of fear and hope. Run far and hide yourself. No, I say, shaking my head. What if the village chief is catching me as I am running? Are you forgetting Wasabi? Wasabi is one girl in Ikati that didn't want to marry an old man because she was having real love with Tafa, one boy that was working in the same Kasim Motors with Born Boy. The day after her wedding, Asabi was running away with Tafa, but they didn't able to run far. They catch Asabi in front of the border and beat her sore, and Tafa, they hang the poor boy like a fowl in the village square and throw his body to Ikati forest. The village chief said Tafa was stealing another man's wife, that he must die because in Ikati all thieves must suffer and die. The village chief say that they must lock Asabi in a room for 103 days until she is learning to sit in her husband's house and not running away. But Asabi didn't learn anything. After the 103 days of locking inside a room, Asabi say she's no more coming outside. So she stay in that room till this day, looking the walls, plucking hair from her head and eating it, pinching her eyelashes and hiding it inside her brassiere, talking to herself and the spirit of Tafa. Maybe you can come playing with me in Morufu's house, I say. I can be seeing you in the stream too, even at the market, anywhere. You think? Caius asked. What if Morufu is not letting me to come and play with you? Before I can think to answer, Born Boy turned himself on his sleep, wide his 2 legs apart and pushed out a loud mess that filled the air with the odor of a dead rat. Caius sniffed a laugh and cupped his hand to his nose. Maybe marrying Morufu is better than staying in this house with Born Boy and his smelly mess. I squeeze his hand and drag a smile to my lips. I wait till Caius is sleeping again before I leave the room. I find Papa in the outside, sitting on the kitchen bench near the well. The morning is beginning to light up now. and the sun is just waking up from sleep. Be like half an orange circle peeping from behind a dark cloth in the sky. Papa is not having any shirt on, just his trousers and no shoes on his feet. He is eating a short stick in the corner of his mouth, his black radio in one hand, and with the other hand he is banging a stone on his radio to wake it up. He do this every morning to wake the radio up, since before Caius was born. And so I lower myself to the sand and keep my hand in my back and wait for the radio to wake up. Papa banged the stone on the side of the radio 3 times. Co, co, co. And the radio make a crackling noise. A moment passed, and a man's voice in the radio say, "Good morning, this is OGFM 89.9, the station for the nation." Papa spit his stick to the sand beside me and looked me like he wanted to slap my head for bending low in his front. "Aduni, I am wanting to hear 6 o'clock morning news. What is it?" "Good morning, Papa," I say. "There is no beans in the house. Can I go and borrow from Anitan's mama?" I have beans swelling inside a tin of water in the kitchen, but I am needing to talk to somebody about this whole wedding coming because Anitan and me, we've been best of friends since we've been able to read ABC and count 1, 2, 3. Her mama is also having a small farm, and many times she like to give us beans, yam, and egusi, and she will tell us to pay for it whenever we are having monies for it. Papa shocked me when he laughed and say, "Wait." He set the radio on the bench ever so gentle, but the radio made a crackling noise 2 times, and then it just died, dead, like that. Give up, spirit. No more OGFM 89.9 voice. No more station for the nation. Papa looked the radio a moment, the silent black box of it. Then he hissed, slapped the radio from the bench and smashed it to the ground. "Papa," I say, putting my 2 hands on my head. "Why you spoil your radio, Papa? Why?" The TV didn't ever work, and now all that is remaining of the radio is a broken plastic with yellow, red, and brown wires peeping out of it. Papa hissed again, shift his left buttock up, and dip his hand in his back trouser pocket. He bring out 250 Naira notes and give me one. I wide my eyes, look the money, dirty and soft and stinking of cigar. Where is Papa finding money to give me? From Orufo. My heart is twisting as I fold the Naira inside the edge of my wrapper. I don't say thank you, sir. "Aduni, hear me well," Papa say. "You must pay for the beans with our money. Then you tell Anitan's mama that after your wedding, me, your papa," he slapped his chest as if he want to kill himself, "will pay for all she been ever give us. I will pay it all, everything, even if it is costing 1,000 of Naira. I will pay it all, every Naira. You tell her that, you hear me?" "Yes, sir." He looked the scatter of his radio on the floor and bent his mouth in a stiff smile. "Then I will buy a new radio, a correct one, maybe even a new TV, a cushioned sofa, a new..." "Aduni?" He slid his eye to me, strung his face. "What are you looking at? Off you go, quick." I don't say one word as I leave his front. The path to Anitan's house is a thin line of cold, wet sand behind the river, with a bush as tall as myself on the left and right side of it. The air on this side of the village is ever cold, even with the sun shining bright in the sky. I am singing as I am walking, keeping my head and voice down because Behind the bush, children from the village are laughing as they are washing and splashing themselves in the river. I don't want nobody to call my name, to ask me about any foolish planning for any nonsense wedding, so I quick my feet, cut to my right at the end of the path, where the ground is dry again, and where Anytan's compound is. Anytan's house is not like our own. Her mama's farm is doing well, and so last year or so, they begins to cover the red mud of their house with cement, and begins to fix it so now they have a sofa with cushion and a bed with a good mattress and a standing fan, and don't make a loud sound when it's turning. Their TV is working correct too. Sometimes it even catch the abroad movies. I find Anytan at the back of her house, pulling a bucket out of the well with a strong rope. I wait till she sets it down before I call her name. Ah, look who is in my house this morning early, she say, putting her hand up in the air like a salute. Aduni, the new wife? When she make to bow her head, I slap her right in the middle of her head. Stop this, I say. I am not a wife, not yet. But you will soon become a wife, she say, twisting her wrapper out from her chest to wipe her forehead with the edge of it. I was greeting you, special one. You can like to be angry sometimes, Aduni. What is worrying you this morning? Where is your mama, I asked. If her mama is in the house, then I cannot be talking to Anytan about the wedding, because her mama is worst of all for not understanding why I'm not wanting to marry an old man. Last time she heard me talking fears with Anytan, she pulled my ears and tell me to eat my words for fear and be thanking God that I might be having a man to care for me. In the farm, Anytan says, I think I know why you are sad. Follow me. I have some beans in the... I am not looking for food, I say. Then what is all this worrying face for? I put my head down. I've been thinking about begging my papa to don't let me marry Morufu. I am speaking so quiet, I am nearly not hearing myself. Can you follow me to beg him? If you follow me, maybe he will change his heart about this whole thing. Beg your papa? I can hear something strong in her voice, something confused, angry too. Why? Because your life is changing for better? I dig my toenails in the sand, feel a sharp stone pinch my toe. Why is nobody understanding why I am not wanting to marry? When I was still inside school, I was the old of all in the class. Jimo, one foolish boy in the class, was always laughing at me. One day, as I was walking to sit at my table, Jimo say, Auntie Aduni, why are you still in primary school when all your mates are in secondary school? I know Jimo was wanting me to cry and be feeling bad because I didn't able to start my schooling on time like the other children's. But I looked the devil child inside his eyes, and he looked me back. I looked his upside down, triangle-shaped head, and he looked me back. Then I sticked out my tongue and I pulled my 2 ears and say, why are you not inside bicycle shop when your head is like a bicycle seat? The class that day, it was shaking with all the laughters from the children, and I was feeling very clever with myself until teacher slapped her ruler on the table 3 times and said, quiet! In the years I was in school, I was always having an answer for the people's laughing at me. I always fight for myself, always keeping my head up, because I know I am in school to be learning. Learning is not having age. Anybody can learn, and so I keep to my learning, keep getting good marks in my work, and it was when I was getting more better in my plus minus and English that Papa say I must stop because he didn't have monies for school fees. Since then, I keep trying to not forget my educations. I even been teaching the small boys and girls in the village A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3 on market days. I am not collecting plenty monies for the teaching, but sometimes the mamas and the children will give me 20 naira or a bag of corn or a bowl of rice or some tin sardines. Anything they give me I collect it because I like to teach those children. I like the way their eyes be always so bright, their voices so sharp. When I say A is for what? And they say A is for apple. Apple. Even though nobody's ever seen any apple with our two naked eyes except of inside the TV. Who will be teaching the small children in the village on the market days? The children have their own mama and papa, and Nitan crosses her hand in front of her chest, rolls her eyes around. And when you've born your own children, then you can be teaching them. I bite my lips to lock the tears inside my eyes. Marriage is a good thing in our village. Many girls are wanting to marry, to be wife of somebody or of anybody, but not me, not Aduni. I've been cracking my mind since Papa told me of this marriage, thinking that maybe there is a better option than to be a wife of old man, but my head, it have refused to cooperating with ideas. I was even thinking to run away, to go far, but where will I go that my Papa will not be finding me? How can I go and leave my brothers and my village just like that? And now, even Anitan is not understanding how I feel. I raise my head, look her face. She herself was wanting to marry since she was 13 years. But I think because her top lip is folding and bending to the left from an accident when she was small, nobody's talking marriage to her papa. Anitan don't care about schooling or learning book. She's just happy to be plaiting hair, and now she is thinking to start a makeuping business, as she is waiting for when a husband will find her come. You cannot come and beg my papa for me, I say. Beg him for what? Anitan hiss, a loud hiss, and shake her head. Aduni, you know how this is good thing for your family. Think of how you've been suffering since your mama. She sighed. I know it's not what you want. I know you like school, but think it well, Aduni. Think of how your family will be better because of it. Even if I beg your papa, you know that he will not answer me. I swear, if I can find a man like Morufu to marry me, I will be too happy. She covered her mouth with one hand, like a shy laugh. This is how I will dance on my own wedding. She pinched her clothes by her knees and hold it up. Begin to pick her feet, putting one in front of the other. Left, right, left, in a song only she can hear. You like it? I think of Papa smashing his radio this morning, of how he's planning to buy new things with Morufu's money. You like it? And Anitan asked again. You are dancing as if you have a sickness in your two legs, I say to Anitan with a laugh that feels too heavy, too full for my mouth. She dropped her cloth, pressed a finger to her jaw, and looked at the sky. What can I say to make this Aduni happy now, eh? What can I... I know what will make you happy. She picked my hand and began to drag me to the front of her house. Come and see all the fine makeups I am planning to use for your wedding. Do you know there is a color green in eye pencils? Green! Come, let me show you. When you see it all, you will be so happy. Then after that, we can go to the river and not today, I say, collecting my hand and turning away to hide my tears. I have too much work. All the wedding preparations. I hear you, she say. Maybe I should come to your house in the afternoon for the makeups testing. I shake my head, begin to walk away. Wait, a Dooney, she shout. What colors of lipstick should I bring? The red of a new wife or the pink of a young? Bring a black one, I say to myself as I turn a corner. The black of a mourner.